Hello, welcome to today's lesson on mastering the group by and order by clause in MySQL. Whether you are new to MySQL, looking to strengthen your database skills, these two clauses are essential tools in your MySQL journey. First, let me talk about a group by clause. A group by clause is used to arrange identical data in groups, making it easier to perform operations like counting, summary, or averaging within these groups. On the other hand, the sort, or we call the order by. The order by function helps in order to organize the data, whether in ascending form or descending form, which can be alphabetical or numerical. Now, you can please check my previous videos to know how to use your select statement, where clause, and also aggregating functions, other relevant basic knowledge that you need to know in MySQL. In this tutorial, I'll walk you through the fundamentals of the clause, demonstrating how they work with practical example. Now, let's dive into it right away. We have our three different tables in this particular CESO database. And what we want to do, we want to say select, star and from, and we select the table name within that database. Let's take a look at the employee biography table. Now, there's the employee biography table. Oh, wow. I think our management have increased the amount of employees we have now. Now we see we are having a huge amount of employees. But let's don't mind that. Let's just say, after looking at the employee biography table, we want to actually group our data by gender. But first of all, let's just see what it will give us. So what we want to do is want to add a group by gender, and then here we want to say gender. Then when we execute this one, you see it has a group by gender, which is indicating that we have only two types of gender, either male or female. But we want to just check the total amount of male and the total amount of female within this particular working environment. So what you want to do, we want to say count, and then we say gender, we close it, and then after we can execute this one successfully. Here you see we have an error. Let's figure it out. What's the problem? What we did here is that we always remember to include your comma, and then we execute. After which, wow, it is showing us that we have 65 female and 85 male within this particular workforce. The next thing we want to do, we want to say we add the average male and female. So what you want to say, we say gender. Let's just say instead of gender, we said age, because age will give us much more. This is the average age of both male and female. Now we can also add the maximum age, and then when we execute, we are having the maximum age here. Here is 64, and also here is 64. So we want to also add the minimum age in this particular workforce. We want to know for both male and female. For male is 25, and for female also is 25. And this one is quite okay. And what you want to do also, we want to use the same function and also calculate group by for occupation. For occupation, we want to know how many different occupations are within this workforce. And we said from what? The employee salary table, and then we said group by what? Occupation. And then after grouping by occupation, we want to see the occupation. These are the occupation within this particular workforce. And then what you want to do is to extend a count, so we can know the total amount of occupation within this particular workforce. We said count by occupation. And then after we execute it, we directly see that we have, for deputy directors, we have 24 deputy directors, and entrepreneurs, we have 23, and so on and so forth, as you see here in the result pane. So the next thing we want to do is to also extend the average salary of each department. So as we see here, we want to explore the average salary. You see we are having the average salary here of each department. So the next thing we want to do, again, we want to say the maximum salary of each unit here. We want to say salary, then we close, and let's just do for minimum. also, and then we want to see minimum salary, and then we close. You see, when we execute, it is showing us the occupation, the count, the average, the minimum, and also the maximum salary for this particular organization. The order by clause. What the order by clause does is that it sorts the data according to how we want it. Maybe we want it ascending, or we want it descending, or we want it by employee ID. So what you want to do is select the entire row from employee salary, and then we said order by first name. So if we execute this one, you see it is showing us that we have, here we have a lot of Alex, and actually it is a predicted data. So just for this tutorial purpose, here you see it has rearranged it based on the first name. As you see here, the IDs are not in proper order, but what it does is that it sorts the data by using this first name column. So what you want to do, we want to use the employee ID. Select from salary table, and then order by ID. So let's just see what is going to happen here. You see what has just happened. It has resort it back. So what you want to do, maybe we want it in descending order. We said descending. We just add DESC, and then it do it in the other way. You see, start from 150, and here let's just say ascending. You see, when we say ascending, you see it gave us in the row based on the first name, starting with A. And here, when we use descending, because here is employee ID, it's going to start from 150 and below. Or we can also use here to do our sorting. We can double click and double click. You see, it is doing the sorting automatically. That's the way to do your group by, and there's the way to also to do your order by in MySQL. Thank you.